Mikey Moore looking to leave Rangers at the end of the season and return to Tottenham. Alfie Whiteman has his first gallery at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Sean Dyche was never contacted by Tottenham, and Vicario potentially going back to Italy. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee and this is the Tottenham News. If you're new around here and watching on YouTube, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Like, share and comment in the comment section below. If you are listening rather on audio platforms, please do consider following and leave a review if you can. So today's news, plenty of it going on today. So starting off with Mikey Moore. So Mikey Moore has confirmed he hopes to return to Tottenham Hotspur at the end of his loan spell at Rangers and win a place in the Premier League club's first team. The 18-year-old winger has featured in a short documentary on Tottenham Hotspur's YouTube channel. I want to go back to Tottenham and hopefully get myself a place in the team. Obviously, we have got that experience of winning that trophy in the Europa League, and that's what I want to do at Tottenham. I just want to bring them special moments to the fans, really. Moore recalled that after breaking through into the Spurs team last season, his progress was halted last season when he was sidelined for 6 weeks with a virus that resulted in heart pain. However, he has recovered his form in Glasgow and hopes to leave Ibrox a title winner, having fallen in love with Rangers. For me, it's the best move I could have possibly had, he added. I want to play under pressure and under expectation. I don't like the idea of going somewhere and it just being another day. Any person you speak to who's played at Rangers, it's the same. Winning is just part of the culture and part of what these people are. It's mad to play under that expectation, and it's perfect for a player like me. I want to play under that as a young player. Roberto De Zerbi's first press conference for Tottenham Hotspur as the head coach will take place on Friday at 1:30 p.m. at Hotspur Way. He'll be previewing the Sunderland versus Spurs game at the weekend. The club has announced that Alfie Whiteman, our former academy graduate who spent 16 years at the club, will aptly launch his debut art exhibition and accompanying photo book at the stadium's OOF gallery on the 1st of May. Alfie's is an incredible story. Born and raised in Tottenham, the goalkeeper was a mascot at the Lane aged just 6, joined the academy at 10 and eventually made his senior debut at 22 in the Europa League in 2020. Capped at England level, Alfie recovered from broken ankle to be part of the Europa League squad in 24-25 on a bench in the latter stages of the league phase and knockout rounds. Alfie was part of the matchday squad for that final triumph in Bilbao last May. He announced his retirement in October. Now to the next phase of his life and a new direction. Always interested in the arts, Alfie's first exhibition of photographs and the accompanying book, Alfie Whiteman, A Loan, will be housed at the OOF Gallery, part of Tottenham Experience at the stadium from the 1st of May 27th September. A Loan is a project which captures the life on loan during Alfie's time in Sweden at Degerfors, where he made 34 appearances across 18-month loan spell from August 2021. It features a wide selection of photographs from the project as well as a full-size replica of the lakeside sauna where he spent much of his time. The exhibition, supported by Solomon, is accompanied by a beautifully illustrated book filled with images and diary entries from his time in Sweden. The book is published by OOF and some such editions. Exhibition runs from the 1st to the 27th of September, 1st of May to the 27th of September at Oof Gallery N17. The gallery will be closed from the 21st to the 14th of June, August inclusive. The accompanying book, Alfie Whiteman, Alone, is published by Oof, and some such editions available to pre-order now at www.oofgallery.com. Admission is free. Use entrance for the Tottenham experience at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Open Monday, Thursday, Friday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m, Saturday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m, and Sunday 12 till 4 p.m. Closed on Tuesdays. Fabrizio Romano has stated that Spurs goalkeeper Vicario is expected to leave Tottenham this summer. Conversations between Inter Milan and Vicario have been positive. Vicario is focused on helping Spurs out as much as possible before the summer window, but he is ready to return to Italy regardless. Sean Dyche, talking on TalkSport, Sean Dyche says he was never approached by Tottenham to become their next manager, but he wouldn't have taken the job anyway. Rumours had lingered that the seasoned Premier League manager was in the running to replace Igor Tudor and in the Spurs dugout. He said, I spent a lot of time in London, not working but socially, and it just happened to be there at the same time the Tottenham job opened. Once you're in the city, people put two and two together, and it was never about getting drawn into the rumours. I'm telling the truth, there was a lot of speculation and talk, and I was playing it down correctly so. It's not disrespect to anyone, it's a brilliant club, and I've said, but that's nonsense to presuppose an outcome just because you're in the same city. Dyche was asked, did he have a conversation with Spurs? His reply was, no, I did not. It would have been, obviously, in the career I have, it does pay well, but I wouldn't go in there looking for money. They could offer me a massive amount of money. I'm sure they're capable of it, and allegedly they've offered De Zerbi a massive amount of money. It would have been about, what are you, Spurs, going to help me gain as a human being? What would I gain? Let's say you go in there and get the job done, as in not get relegated. Then next season, if you're not in the top four and football's not what they want, then you're rubbish and they want you out. So you're not going to gain a lot there, are you? And that's if you get the job done, because it's not easy. If you don't get the job done, then somehow it's on my neck that I took Tottenham down. That ain't good for me as a human. This is not even about football at this point. Then you get some money and I go, I'm not thirsty for that. I've got some money. So that's it in terms of headlines today. So let's run through them and give some opinions on these. Mikey Moore, again, great move for the lad going up to Scotland, potentially coming back a Premier League winner up there, which would be fantastic for him. Yeah, and he's done really well over there. A little bit slow to start with, but actually got on with it and done his job, and he's kind of winning over the fans over there for sure. Happy to have him back. I don't think he's one of these players that we should be letting go at this stage in his career. Only a young man, so lots and lots to come from him, and we've seen what he can do. So great news to hear that he wants to come back. Great news that he's looking to add to the Europa League as a trophy. And hopefully he can do that and bring that back. I'll be over the moon to see that. He was almost like the natural person to take over from Son once Son had gone. So, you know, keen to see that come to fruition. I know he's still a very, very young man, but you know, when you look at Archie Gray, young man, you look at Papsar, young man, you look at Udogie, young man, you look at, you know, there's plenty of them in that squad already. And with the experience of being in Scotland and playing in a tough league up there against tough players, and then coming back, hopefully a winner, hopefully that gives him what he needs to go forward. Roberto's post-conference on Friday, really be interested to see that. I'll be watching that intently to see what sort of questions they ask. No doubt they're going to bang on about Greenwood again. You can imagine it, can't you? It's funny, isn't it, that they can do that when they don't ask certain other managers about certain other players when they've done different things. So, it'd be interesting if they do keep banging on about it. But I think he's answered the question. It's time to move on. But it'll be interesting to understand, get an update on players, who's playing, what his philosophy is going to be, how he's found his first couple of weeks at the club, and how he feels that he's going to move on with the players. What's the response been like? Because online it's looked very positive. And hopefully this will be the manager bounce that we're looking for sure, because we desperately need that money and that get out of relegation. Vicario, more stories about Vicario going off to Italy with Inter Milan. It's a real difficult question, this one, because I do consider Vicario a decent keeper in terms of his shot stopping has been fantastic. But there are massive question marks over his distribution, over his positioning sometimes, his strength at corners and stuff. So, I won't lose any sleep about him going. It's about who's going to replace him. If we're just going to replace him with Kinski, then that's a bit of a concern, because is Kinski actually going to be good enough? We saw him, have a terrible game against Atletico Madrid. But he'll be playing against Sunderland for sure. So it'll be interesting to see if he can redeem himself and show what he's about, because when he first came in against Liverpool, he actually looked really, really good for a young man. So he's young for a goalkeeper, but age is just a number. He'll be keen to see what he can do, and then whether we are going to go in for a more experienced number one who can actually take us to that next level, which is what we really need to do. And with Tottenham owners talking about investing in the squad, then this should be the starting point of it if Vicario is gonna move on. In terms of the story about Alfie Whiteman, it's a shame for the lad to kind of fall out of football so young, but great that he's got something else to fall back on that he's interested in, and of course that will give him a new career, and he's being supported by the club, allowing him to have his gallery at the club and so on. So good luck to him, wish him well. Thanks for his time at Spurs. He's got to live the dream, hasn't he? And he's still ended up getting a medal as well, so not too bad, not too shabby for the man. And then kind of finally just touching on the Sean Dyche thing. I mean, you can understand what you're saying. I don't think he was seriously ever in the frame, but at the time when Tudor came in, for me, I'd have thought he'd have been a better option, to be honest with you. At least he knows how the Premier League works. He knows how to get out of trouble and stuff. But was he ever going to be a long-term option? No, that was never going to be the case. We know that. So probably the right move in the end. It's just a shame that we didn't get De Zerbi when we got Tudor. They should have gone in and offered the money and the terms that they did later on, and then we wouldn't have had the difficult time with Tudor, who's not done himself any favours in terms of getting another job, which is a shame really, because this isn't his fault. But it was always going to be difficult for him to really get anything going in that squad for sure. So yeah, Sean Dyche never really going to be the man for the job, but we kind of knew that anyway. So yeah, so that's it for today. Just short and sweet as I can make it. As I said at the beginning, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, please do consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Share and like if you've liked what we do. Comment in the comment section. Be interested to hear your views on the Vicario story for sure, as to whether you think you'd be happy to get rid of him and who you'd like to replace him with. And of course, please follow on audio channels and leave a review if you can. My name's Lee, and I have my own channel, Lee the Dorset Spur. If you've liked this update and are interested in what I do, please do come across to my channel and join me there. Subscribe to that, and it'll be great to have you along. So thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching again. Up the Spurs.